Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Mentorship Corner. My name is Sibiano Mtandazo. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, do not forget to subscribe so that you can officially join our family. To our notification gang and our Mentorship Corner family, welcome back guys, and thank you so much for your continuous love and support. Welcome back to another episode. I've been away for a bit, I know, but that's mainly because I was just allowing you guys to just dive into the June edition and allow everything to just sink in. If you want to go back and play the videos again, you are more than welcome to. I have created a June edition playlist, which is compiled of last year's interviews as well as this year's interviews. So if you haven't checked that out already, I am going to leave a link up here, which is going to take you to the June Business Edition playlist. But that's not why we're having today's video. On today's video, we are going to be doing a check-in on our goals mid-year. I was supposed to do this in June because June is the 6th month of the year, but because of our June edition, I decided let's just do it in July, right? So stay tuned as we walk through the important 3 steps you need to follow when you are checking in on your goals, as well as some tips and tricks there and there to help you through everything. If you guys can remember clearly, I did a first quarter goals check-in video I think in March, on the 3rd month of the year. We're basically going to be following the same steps, like similar steps, so to say, so that we finally have like a routine or like method that we can use to check in on our goals. And then as we go right along, we will be adding things there and there, right? So the first step is basically to review your goals. This is very important. I generally review my goals every week or every month. I try to do it as often as possible so that I can make sure that I'm still in track with everything that I set my mind to achieve, and things that I've basically set to achieve in my life. So I do review my goals more regularly, but if you can't do that, it's fine. Do it at least every 3 months so that you can check if you are still in line with what you said you wanted to achieve, right? So that's the first important step. You need to go back and review those goals in those different 8 areas of your life to make sure that you are still in line with your goals. When you're reviewing your goals, you can just start by ticking off everything that you have achieved and leave everything that you haven't achieved, and then we'll follow through on the next step, what you do after that. The next step is basically reviewing your action plan. So when I taught you how to how to plan your goals for the year, I also showed you guys how to build up an action plan which will help you achieve your goals. So you need to go back and review that action plan. If you remember correctly, I made an example about me and jogging. So the plan was to jog 30 kilometers each month. So that means I had to break them down into bite sizes, as into like how many kilometers I had to run every week, sorry. And then break it down even further if I wanted to, and say, okay, how many kilometers should I run each day so that I can achieve that specific goal by the end of the week, and then ultimately by the end of the month. So that's basically how you would draft down your action plan. So you have your bigger goal, which is something you need to have achieved by the end of the year. So you break it down into bite sizes to say, okay, fine, what must I achieve each month, which will in turn, when accumulated, will accumulate and become that bigger goal that you want to achieve. So that's very, very, very important. So you must go back and you must review your action plan. So when you're reviewing your action plan, obviously you will go and scratch out again things that you have achieved already. So if, for example, you were planning to save, I don't know, 5,000 rands by June, and you've saved that 5,000 rands, you go back to your goal board, scratch that out, and go back to your action plan and scratch that plan out, because, well, it's been achieved, it's done. So then you're moving on to the things that you haven't achieved yet, right? The last part is basically you want to redraft your goals for the last 6 months of the year. So for the last few months that are remaining in the year. So you've reviewed your goals, you've reviewed your action plan. Now you know what you've achieved and what you need to do to achieve basically your next goals or your other goals that you haven't achieved as yet. So you want to draft that down. So you can either decide to redraft it on a new sheet or on a new section, or you can just, like I do, you scratch out what has been achieved and leave what hasn't been achieved, and then just walk through that as you wish. I don't go back and write a new action plan and a new goal set. No, I just use whatever I've been using, and I just scratch whatever I've done, you know. So yeah, so those are the three important steps. I'm just going to run them through them again. First one is basically to check your goals. So review your goals, review your action plan, and then draft your goals and action plan for the rest of the year. If you guys would like, leave me a comment down below, then I can do another last quarter, second last quarter goal check-in. It's still going to be the 3 steps, but obviously I'm going to add a thing or two in between, right? If you're in South Africa, you will know that there's a lot that has been going on in our country. There's just been a lot that has been going on with COVID-19 and the protest and the looting and whatever. So what I want to say is, you know what, all is not lost. There's certain goals that you clearly cannot achieve this year because of the circumstances that you cannot control. So it's fine. It's okay. So what I'm saying with that is that it is okay to alter and change your goals if needed. It could be because of a pandemic. It could be because of, you know what, you have, let's say you have achieved the first part of the goal and you just realized, you know what, this is actually not what I want to do with my life. This is not what I actually want to achieve. So you are allowed to alter your goal. You are allowed to change your goal. That's completely fine. However, you do not want to keep changing your goals so often that you end up with no goal being achieved, because that then defeats the purpose. It's like, for example, I went through a phase in my life where I was just having so many ideas of like how I wanted my life to be, and I would call my mom and dad almost every third day, and I would tell them, oh, but now I want to do this, I want to do that. And my dad said something very important. He said, you know what, it's great that you have great ideas and you have great goals for your life, but you must be realistic. You can't achieve all 10,000 goals, at least not in a period of a year. And you need to narrow it down to say, okay, fine, what are these goals or what are these ideas feeding into, so that you know what needs to be done to ultimately live the life that you want. So it's okay to change your goals. It's okay to alter your goals when needed, but don't do it so often so that you end up not achieving any goal at all, because that defeats the purpose of drafting down a goal. And I feel like you'll just keep going in circles and you won't achieve anything in your life. That's just my opinion. So how I see it, I use the house analogy, where if you are building a house, you need to start at the ground up, right? So you need to have your foundation, and then you need to bring up your walls, and then you need to bring up the roof, and then you need to paint the house, put the windows, put the doors, and furnish the house, right? And then the house also needs renovation and maintenance and all the drama. So for today, we're not going to focus on the renovation and maintenance and all the drama, but we're going to focus on just building a house. So it's the same thing with your goals. Ultimately, you have a 20-year plan where, okay, you're saying in 20 years I want to have achieved 1, 2, and 3. In 20 years I want to be living here, I want to be doing this, I want to be doing that. So what you need to do is you need to take it 20 years back and say, okay, fine, if I want to achieve this in the next 20 years, what do I need to be doing now in year 1 for me to actually start working towards achieving that goal that I need to achieve in 20 years. So that's like, okay, fine, in 20 years, we must have a fully furnished house. So you need to start by building the foundation. So start by doing that now. Build your foundation. So set your goals that will help you build foundations for whatever you want to build in your life. And then just keep growing from there. So then set goals that will help you to, you know, take the walls up, and then set goals that will help you put the roof on, and then set goals that will help you finish the house, and set goals that will help you paint the house and decorate the house and whatever that it is that you want to do with your life. So it's the same thing with your goals. So you must have goals that you're going to be like, okay, fine, this is the first 2 years of my life. This is what I want to achieve in the next 5 years. Okay, fine. So what do I need to do in year 1 so that I can work towards achieving whatever it is that I want to achieve in the next 5 years? And then when you're in the fifth year, you need to then review. Okay, fine. Did I achieve what I wanted to achieve? Okay, great. We're done. Then let's move to the next 5 years. So that's 10 years. So what do I want to achieve in the next 10 years? Then you start building from year 1. So year 1, go to 5 years. In 5th year, then go to the next 10 years, and then the next 5 years, the next 20 years. whatever it is it may be, your goals, it must make sense at the end of the day, guys. That's basically the message I'm trying to send. Your goals must make sense, and they must link with your bigger goals. So your 20-year, 30-year, whatever year goals must, when you take them back to year one, which is where you probably are now, it must make sense to you to do what you're doing because you want to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve in the next 20 years. I hope you understand. That's basically the message today. So do your quarterly goals check-in. They're very, very important because they help you to keep track of what's happening in your world, and they help you keep track of what you want to achieve. But also, most importantly, remember that building your goals and setting your goals, it's like building a house. That's just my example. So you must understand that you need to start by building the foundations and then build the walls, which means your goals must be linked. What you're doing today must be linked with what you need to have achieved in the next 10, 20, 30 years. Yeah, that's it from the mentorship corner today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys absolutely a lot. And yeah, bye.